Give us a word. Hopefully, this is over. One thing I don't really have is any sort of way. Oh, yes, I do that count. Okay, we may not get a lot of people, but that's okay.
Live viewers.
85 live viewers. 44.
There's one love. 5 viewers, 1 love.
It's been so long that I kind of forgot how to do this. Oh, it's Maya. I almost thought you would be here today. For a surprise.
She got her shot, her booster.
Bro.
So she was iffy if she was going to go.
I figured the bourbon is going to bring them out today. Include that every once in a while with bonus.
Keep an eye out for the bonus.
Is it really true? Is it true? We're not allowed to talk.
Well, I don't want to talk about it because then your phone will start ringing. I don't. We don't have enough employees to answer the phone.
Hello, Catherine Davis. Glad you're here. Glad we're here.
Well, that'd be Brian and Catherine.
Yeah. No, we haven't done a live. It's been a long time since we've done a live. What's what? Summer? We'll give it 20 more seconds and then we're going to get going. Sick boy next to me here. Still coughing. Hopefully they can hear us. All right. Let's get this thing started. Woo!
Oh, it didn't even work.
Those have been sitting there for a while. Welcome, everybody.
Burning, though.
But geez, don't put it in front of your face like that's
So
like looking down a loaded gun.
Yeah, so much for the popper.
Jeez. Failure. Hopefully everyone can hear us because we haven't done this in a while. And Jesus, it took a little while to figure out how this all hooked together again. And I can't believe we actually did this every week.
Yeah.
For more than a year.
Well, most of the stuff was already attached to it. You almost need to put color-coded tape.
Well,
This
the
one
whole
goes to
thing.
that one.
I know. Welcome, everybody, to the 72nd edition of Barriques Coffee, Wine, and Treats. This was I won't call it a last-minute idea, but last week idea. Because we've been hoarding. In fact, I'm going to be so happy when this is out of our office. Hoarding all these specialty spirits that we figured it was high time we started to move out of the store. So tonight's going to be a combination of some pretty cool specials that we're going to be doing, as well as talk to you a little bit about these gift packs that we're going to be releasing effectively basically from now through Christmas.
Right.
In onesie twosies. So let's before we get into the booze, let's talk. Did you bring coffee? Did you actually bring the coffee?
Well, yeah, we don't have a label. Remember?
You have nothing for sale?
No, we got it for sale. It's just people have to order it. You know.
Okay.
It's one of those supply things where we're waiting for the sticker.
Okay.
So
we're waiting for the sticker.
We're waiting for the sticker.
Hence, we have no show and tell here. But we've got a new coffee from our friends at Mighty Peace Coffee, the folks that have we've worked with over, the last 3 or 4 years with their Congo coffee project. And I would call it 6 months or so, we kind of get a new batch. We got a bunch of them actually fairly recently. One of them is the Congo Mapendo. And it literally arrived not very long ago,
probably
Week or so?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay, so
3
not
weeks
very
ago.
long. We've been kind of sitting on it in preparation for being able to do something like this for it. It's a light roasted coffee, nice, bright acidity. When you guys were like cupping it and stuff like that, what was the predominant sort of flavor characteristic?
Well, I would say, it's kind of like a Kenyan, like the way you said it, with that bright acidity, but it has an exotic edge to it, like a natural kind of flavor. There's kind of some wild tropical-y kind of flavors to it, but it's a really complex coffee, but light on its feet. It's not a, we don't overly roast it. This is actually definitely a light roast.
David broke out the guy who is our master roaster, the word grapefruit, and I'll be honest with you, I've tasted a lot of coffee and I've never quite been able to get the grapefruit.
Yeah. Well, that's that exotic edge to it.
Yeah, I mean the citrus sort of character and stuff like that. So that is out there and available for sale. Everything that we're going to talk about today, actually not everything, all the stuff we're going to talk about at the front end of the show is out there and available for sale at barriquesmarket.com. If you look under the events section in CWT for the Coffee, Wine, and Treat Show, which is what you're watching, you will find these things, including the Congo Mapendo. The deal with that, we're basically, nothing is roasted right now. We're going to take all the orders in over the next couple of days, roast them up, and they'll be available for pickup or shipping or what have you next week. So you have them in time for Christmas if you want to bring them along with you or ship them. That'll be a little dicier. Just pretty much people are saying by Monday you may be in trouble if you're trying to ship. But you can always pick it up. And the deal we're running on that, it's typically going to sit on the shelves at $18.95, and the deal price is going to be $2 off that, so it's $16.95 at least through the end of the weekend, which is a huge deal. Woo! So that's coffee. If you want a stylish way to drink your coffee, these are really pretty new in the last week or two as well. We stripped off kind of mimic the design of our regular coffee cups. We got these pretty cool new stainless tumblers. Now, why do you need? How many stainless tumblers do you have in your house, in your cupboards? Probably a few.
Well, we've got a few samples.
It's true.
We have an excessive amount of samples
With nothing on them or somebody else's brand on them.
Yeah.
Well, this has the Barriques branding on it. This pretty cool, like non-slip cork bottom, which I think is the neatest part of this whole thing.
And it's great in the cup holder because it kind of grips it.
It does, yeah. It's perfect size, 16 ounces. They say that this thing is in the liner. There's a bunch of copper in it, which that's the sort of claim for these things, to help it keep it actually extra cool or extra warm or cold, depending on what you're putting in it. The lid stays tight, nice and tight. I like the big drinking hole. It's not one of those little tiny things.
It's just like my pans at home. My pans are copper lined.
Oh.
So yeah, it does an incredible job as far as heat retention and keeping things hot. So.
I don't have copper lined pans at home.
Oh.
Christmas idea. Anyway, these things are also out there. We just knocked a lot of bucks off this thing. These are typically $29.99. They're not cheap like anything these days, but we knocked $10 off, so they are $19.99, which is like the super deal of super deals. And they make a great little stocking stuffer at $20. So they're available at each of the Barriques locations. You don't need to buy it through the website. Actually, you probably should buy it through the website and just pick it up. You are able to do that to make sure that you get the $10 off. But it's a nice little stocking stuffer.
Oh yeah, comes in a nice box too, so easy to wrap.
Comes in a nice box. That's right. Okay, now what, Finn?
Chianti.
We're going to talk Chianti.
Yeah.
What? First of all, there's sometimes your spell check doesn't work very well, and I have to go and look and make sure that things are spelled right. But when this thing came through, I literally had to. Not only did I have to, I Googled it like 3 times to make sure that Coltus Boni was actually the right and not Badia Coltbueno.
Coltbueno, yeah.
What's up with this
It's got
Chianti?
the cult name in it.
I know it's kind of interesting. So tell the story around why it is not named, why the name is as such.
Well, Badia Coltbueno goes back over a century. Really cool estate. If you ever go to Tuscany, I highly recommend making the trip out by Rada, Gaioli area. to visit because it's a culinary school, a winery. They actually have accommodations there in the old monastery. It's really a sweet spot, but it sits up on this hill, so it's an effort to get out there. But the Badia Colta Bueno, that has been established as an estate winery, and because they source some of their fruit from friends who are also organic, sustainable producers, they're not allowed to use the name Badia e Colta Bueno anymore.
Gotcha.
And that was a new.
It must be
phenomenon.
fairly new, like in the last couple of years.
Yeah, past 2 years.
Yeah.
So, so there's a handful of wines called Colta Sponing, and then their estate fruit grown stuff is Badia e Colta Bueno.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
So even though it's their brand and all that kind of good stuff, it's just because of where the fruit is from, or just
because they had established it as an estate winery.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and so in the past, all their fruit was estate grown, but now that they're sourcing more, and this is made by Roberto Stucchi. He's one of the family members. He's the winemaker for the winery. His brother Paolo is the famous chef of Northern Europe, and then his sister is the one that is the anchor. She runs the ship.
She's the boss man, boss woman.
But
and the RS obviously are his initials.
Yeah. So Roberto Stucchi.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of a take on the classic old Chianti, but with a modern edge to it. And so there's a mix of used wood on this, but there's also some freshness from stainless steel. So it's a really nice, bright style. This little guy pulled 92 points.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I mean, I was trying to think the last time I actually had a Chianti, a long time ago, probably. And all my memories are from early wine cave days where, it was sort of scratch your roof or your mouth off. It was certainly all wood. It wasn't probably any stainless steel. And this has got good freshness to it.
Oh, yeah. It's a super fresh style. But it still has that kind of nice, dusty, wild herb, wildflower kind of aromatic to it also.
It, tastes Italian.
Yeah. Very much Italian.
Yeah.
If you're having roast beef for the holiday, this is a great wine for having with like a standing rib roast or something along that way.
Yeah, cool. So the Colta Sponi Chianti, $17.99 is what it typically sits on our shelf for, and that's what it will sit on our shelf for after the deal runs out. $14.99 is the price for you all and everybody else that buys it online at barriquesmarket.com. You can find it again under that December 15th holiday show section with all the rest of the stuff that we're talking about today. This is good. It's pretty good, I have to say. I definitely dig the lack of wood on it.
Yeah, sometimes especially the old Chiantis are really heavy in the Slavonian oak. They always have that kind of dark, chocolatey kind of note.
Yeah, that's good. It's great. And all this feels a little weird that we're a week from Christmas and it's like I can wear shorts right now.
Well, it's perfect for On the Rocks.
I suppose. Good segue. On the Rocks cocktail, probably one of the great finds of the pandemic era. We did a great, we had a lot of fun with the tasting that we did with them. Gosh, man, April or something like that, of 2020, maybe May. And ever since then, we have continued to kind of support the brand because they just really are, from what we've been able to taste, like some of the best pre-made cocktails out there. I mean, the margarita in of itself is fantastic. The old fashioned with the Knot Creek is out of this world. And the whole shtick with these things are they take named liquors, so it's not just some random vodka or whiskey or bourbon or gin, and that is part of the whole branding. And they call those specific things out, so you're getting good alcohol as well as good ingredients.
Yeah, with the On the Rocks cocktails, I mean, I think it was back in early September or late August, I was like, all right, is there some type of packaging we could buy to, give these away on the holidays, as a special? And thankfully, the company itself came back to me and said, oh no, we're coming out with a holiday pack. A little late, but nonetheless, they're here now. But it's kind of perfect because, again, just wrap it up.
Yeah, it's 6 of their 250 milliliter
200.
200 milliliter, sorry. 200 milliliter cocktail bottles, covering the gamut. It's the old fashioned, the margarita, the Cruisin' rum, Mai Tai. What else we got? Oh, the jalapeno pineapple margarita, which is super excellent. The effin' Cosmopolitan, and the Aviation with Larios gin, which that's my least favorite of the bunch probably, but it's still a pretty awesome.
Well, you have to be a gin person.
You do have to be a gin person.
But and two, I mean, if you give them for the holiday, it's perfect to bust them out for New Year's Eve.
For sure. Or throw them in your pocket and go wherever you're going to go. They're pretty portable.
Yeah.
I will have to say.
You just have to be a little careful with the Knob Creek because that's the one that's got the highest alcohol in it.
It is a kick in the head, I have to say.
That's
all of them are. Like the margarita, you will find yourself with the bigger 375 bottles that we also sell. It's so easy to drink one of those. You just got to remember that you're not drinking lemonade or something like that. So $48 is what these typically would be if you were to buy all 6 of them individually. We've got them on sale for $39.99. So like a super deal if you're just interested in checking out what this whole pre-made cocktail thing is all about. Or you could buy the 6 of them, throw one in each sock of people that you're celebrating with. Keep them all for some for yourself.
Yeah, that too. You could split them up and just throw them in a sock.
Yep. So it's a great deal, and they really are a great product. I've got multiples of them in my refrigerator as we speak, kind of always. So they're just.
Oh, the one thing I never did, I never brought you back the rye sample. The rye Manhattan.
Oh yeah, no, I never tried that. Why? Oh well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So that is out there as well at barriquesmarket.com. Get yours while they last. We don't have a ton of them. What do we, maybe 18, 20 of them, something like that?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's lots.
Okay. I didn't actually know that there was that many of them.
Yeah.
We should have just stayed at 18 or 20 to make it scarcity, like.
I mean, $40 for.
Yeah, I know. It's a great deal.
Under the tree for grandpa or whomever. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Grandpa will be fun by the end of Christmas for sure.
He doesn't need another pair of socks. Does not need more socks nor a sweater.
Nope. Definitely not.
Unless you change size. Like myself, I needed a reason to buy new clothes because I haven't changed size.
That's not the way all people work. You know what I mean?
Well,
anyway, let's talk about booze. So throughout the course of the year, one of the distributors will randomly show up with a box that they know to bring up to our office of these hard to find, highly allocated bourbons and whiskeys. And it's probably everybody who's listening out there knows the competition to get these things is insane.
Yeah,
crazy insane.
Yeah, I just read a big article about how, gin was the big thing, 10, 15 years ago and how it's changed over the years. And right now it's just whiskey.
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
The number of messages we get about this stuff is crazy. So we typically, like we kind of did last year, we saved a bunch of them up over the course of the year. And last year we kind of had a bounty of these things because the distributors didn't have as many places to go with them. This year we still have a nice selection.
We worked so hard at trying to get the Blanton collection to get the name written out.
I know. Didn't happen this year.
Nope.
What were we missing? Like the B? Do we have a B?
I don't think we had a B. We were missing 2 letters.
Yeah. Anyway, but we've got.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a T.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to have a T with Blantons.
Yeah.
We have 5 different tasting packs, which we are going to release one or two a night from now until Christmas at 8:00 every night. You can get it at barriquesmarket.com. There will be another section in the shopping area that will be called something to the effect of 2021 Spirits Holiday Blowout, and these will show up on right around 8:00 Central Standard Time. We'll just basically make one of them available. It's going to be one per customer for any of these things. So if we see people's name come through twice, we're probably going to move on to the next person because we just want to give as many people an opportunity as possible. We'll tell you about each one of them. We're not going to tell you the order we're going to do them in, but at least you'll get a sense for what we've got going on. So let's do, since you're such a rye whiskey fan, let's talk about the rye combo.
Yeah, so we got a trio of ryes. those of you who joined us a year ago last winter, we did High West,
Yep.
like right after the holidays.
Yep.
And this is their Midwinter's Dram. Excuse me. It's kind of a cult classic every year. It comes out through the holidays. We got a nice supply earlier in the season, which we sold a bunch, but now we had scrolled a few bottles back just to do this, along with Willet Rye, in the kind of classic pot still bottle. And then we also have Angel's Envy Rye. This is a really hard to get one. It's I think I got 2 bottles in the past year. So
I was gonna say I don't ever remember seeing that.
yeah. So there's a regular Angel's Envy, but this is their rye, and this is their kind of cult classic.
Yeah. Cool. So that trio, of which we have 2 of, is going to set you back $250. And like we said, one of those we'll release them one at a time at 8 o'clock some night between now and Christmas. They'll all be Monroe Street pickup. So if you're a rye whiskey fan or you know somebody that is, take advantage.
Yep.
Pretty cool. All right, our holiday connoisseur pack. This is kind of has a little local shtick to it.
Yep.
Right there. So you got the J. Henry 2021 and limited edition anniversary whiskey. Super limited because we got 2 or 3 of these.
Yeah, it's a beautiful whiskey.
It's great.
Each release they held back several barrels, and then they do a release each year on their anniversary, and it is a smoking whiskey. I actually had a little bit of that on, not this one, previous years, on the way to a Packer game this year.
No, really?
Yeah, it's quite good.
Huh. Yeah. On the way to a Packer game. Okay, yes. we won't ask for any more details.
And then Rock Hill Farms, again, another kind of cult whiskey that I think we get three bottles maybe the entire year.
Yeah.
So beautiful decanter though.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bottle.
I don't think I've ever had this one. I think that I'm gonna have to, if I'm out in a restaurant or something that somebody has them, I have to try it because, like I say, we only get a few bottles. So
again, that's one of those ones that we've never had before.
I don't think I've ever tried that one.
Yeah. So that's the holiday connoisseur 2-pack. It's going to be $190 for those 2 bottles of whiskey.
And we have one.
And we have one of them. We have one of those 2 packs. So when you see it, if you think you might like it, take advantage because that's all there is. Okay, Suntory. We've got a 12-year combo.
It's Suntory times. Anybody know that, Phil?
Suntory times?
Suntory times.
Yeah, what is it?
It's got Bill Murray in it.
I don't know. What is it? I don't remember.
Oh, it was the one where he's in Japan. Somebody's going to say.
No, that's
a
bunch of my knucklehead friends.
Okay, so Suntory actually owns Knob Creek.
Yep.
And this is a 12-year pairing. This is a new release for us. We haven't had the 12-year before.
No, I was going to say again.
Yeah, this is a brand new one, 100 proof. So again, it's going to kick you back a little bit. And Yamazaki 12 is gorgeous whiskey. If you like a really sexy whiskey, that's a sexy whiskey. Super smooth.
We do on occasion get some of the Yamazaki. Yamazaki.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple times a year. But we've got 2 of these 2-packs of this rye duo, and $225 is what this is going to cost you. That'd be fun. I actually never have had that. Sometime. Do you have a bottle at home by chance?
Nope.
Okay.
I had it a long time ago. It was like when we were next door, and whiskey wasn't popular.
If we only knew then what we know now.
Yeah, I remember somebody yelling at me that Lagavulin was $40. You'd be lucky if you could get Lagavulin for under $100.
Yeah. All right. What do we got now?
Michter's.
Another one. I mean, we had just a lot of new product this go around. So, limited edition 2-pack. I mean,
Yeah, this is a Mitress Distillery. The lack of better way of saying it, this is kind of their version of an antique collection, doing an homage to two old producers. So you got the Shanks and Bombergers. One is a sour mash, which is the
the
Shank.
shank. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is the Kentucky Straight. So
Cool.
again, we only got a couple bottles, so we didn't get a chance to try these.
I mean, we have one of each.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, we have two of each. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have two packs of the Nectar's limited edition, $200 for the 2-pack.
And if they don't buy them, then maybe we'll have to use them in tasting.
Right, or maybe I'll have to buy one.
Yeah, right.
Either way. So that's 4, and then the last one, and the one we are going to make available tonight. It's not going to quite be at 8 o'clock because I'm not going to quite get out of here in time. But tonight, I'll just say 9 o'clock because I'll know I'll be back and ready. Our winter warmer, and these are two familiar whiskeys. We've talked about one of them. We've got the High West Midsummer Night's Dram and the good old Blanton's Bourbon.
Yep.
Which,
if you need an S, this one comes with an S.
That's what's going to go out the door today is the S. And the whole deal behind, for those of you that aren't familiar with this whole thing, there are seven letters in blends. There we go. Just do my math real quick. And the apostrophe doesn't count.
Yep.
Different horses in various stages of riding. The first one starts a little bit more upright, or maybe it's more upright, and it gets lower as the horse.
It's like a Kentucky Derby racing, and then winning, and then
Yahoo.
Yeah.
And it spells out blends. Last year we had one of each letter and sold it. I think it was like for close to $600 in about 4 seconds.
Yep.
And this stuff is so easy to drink and delicious.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite. I remember when this came out.
Yeah.
This is back when I had the seafood restaurant. When we first got the blends in, it was like, people were like, oh.
Yeah. It's so easy to drink.
Yeah. This is the victory one, though.
Yeah.
Because he got his hand up. He's like, woo.
That's the yes.
Are you a winner?
Yes. Right. So that and Midsummer Nights, and that will go out on the website for $180. $180. We actually have 3 of those. So between now and Christmas, you will see those again. So if you hesitate today and you don't get it, or you really want to get it and you don't get it, you'll have a couple more chances. Right about 9 o'clock, I will post those. If you go onto the barriquesmarket.com site under today's show section, just keep refreshing that page and eventually it'll pop up. We'll just make one available. So that's like that's the laundry list.
Yep. That's pretty good. Hey. We do have tastings.
Oh yes, we actually have a tasting.
A tasting.
Yes. Speaking of
Yeah.
big boy stuff.
So this Saturday at 4 p.m., 4 to 6:30 over in Fitchburg, we're going to taste highly allocated, big point scoring wines. We've got 10 wines that we're going to taste, and all red. It's a crazy lineup. Some really fun ones. 95-point Brunello, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, 95 points. So,
I mean, really nice wines to the point where I literally called you up and said, "What are you doing?" Like, why? What's going on here?
So this is we call it our annual big boy tasting. It's a once a year kind of fun tasting to do before the holidays. Kind of treat yourself to tasting through a bunch of great wine.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that over there, and you can purchase a spot still online.
Yep, still available in the events section, or I'll make sure that it's in our the tonight's CWT show section as well. I didn't put that in there, but yeah, that's Saturday, 4:30 to 6:30, 4 to 6:30,
4 to 6:30,
4 to 6:30. $30 if you buy the admission in advance. $40 the day of or at the door. We'll probably keep it open until later in the day on Friday. So we'd love to have you.
Yep.
Love to have you join us, and that's at Fitchburg.
Yep. And then keep an eye on our calendar because we'll be rolling out new tastings. Having talked about all this whiskey, And I've been thinking about it. We need to do a whiskey tasting again.
For sure.
It's about time,
Yeah, for sure.
especially in the middle of winter when we get it.
I mean, which I'll take this any day of the week.
Yeah.
So that's the show, folks. Thanks very much for joining us. Episode 72. We hope you all have a great holiday. Check back at 8 o'clock each day if you're interested in one of these fancy whiskey or bourbon packs. And hope you get lucky if it's something that you're interested in. And thanks so very much for all the support.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Woo! Woo! Woo!